Have you tried different tutors for your child and felt frustrated because it didn't work out? Perhaps your child wasn't making the level of progress you'd imagined. Well, you're not alone. So many parents spend time and money on the wrong tutor only to see no real progress. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to look for in a tutor to make sure that your child makes real, lasting progress without years of trial and error. Hi there, I'm Sylvia Browne, lead tutor at the Impact Academy. So after working with hundreds of students over the years, I know exactly what helps students get real progress, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about in this video. All right, so let's jump into how to find the right tutor for your child without wasting time or money. There are a few steps to this process. The first step is to look for real credentials. So what do I mean by that? Well, what you want to do is you want to look for a tutor that has vast experience in the UK curriculum, with the UK curriculum. And why is that important? Well, if a tutor has vast experience with the UK curriculum, it means they have a good understanding and in-depth knowledge of the UK curriculum, and therefore they will be able to deliver that knowledge to the child appropriately. They'll be able to deliver that specific curriculum to your child. The problem is that in today's online age, you do have many tutors that say, I can teach maths, I can teach science, but if they don't have experience of the curriculum, then they're not teaching the child effectively, and they're not teaching the child in the way that they should to pass that specific UK curriculum. It's a little bit like hiring a driving instructor who's never driven on UK roads. They might teach you how to drive, but they won't prepare you to pass the test. So that's the first step, look for credentials. The second step is to look for results. While credentials are important, results go one step above credentials. So for better results, you want to look for results. Now, I have had, as an example, so many parents come to me and say to me, oh, my child is being taught by somebody who's a PhD graduate, but actually I'm finding that the tutor is not able to meet the child at the level. And so this is a good example of where somebody might have the credentials, but they just might not be able to teach that specific child effectively. And that's why the next step is to look for results. The next step is to check for reviews and check for testimonials from students and parents about their experience working with that tutor or working with that tutoring company. Because what that would do is it would give you confidence if and when you end up choosing to work with that tutor. Step 3 to find the right tutor for your child is to assess the program. So in this step, what you want to do is you want to think about what matters to you. So for instance, as a parent, does homework matter to you? Then assess the program and look to see whether homework, that specific tutor, that specific tutoring company gives homework and give regular homework. Now, if homework is important to you, then I would guess that feedback on that homework, marking and feedback, feedback is also important to you. So you want to check then that not only is homework given and not only is homework given regularly, but that it is checked and the child is given feedback. So if that's important to you, that's something to check. Perhaps another thing that might be important to you as a parent is parent communication. If you expect regular-ish updates on your child progress, on how they are getting on, then you want to make sure that you check that as well, that you will get progress and you will get progress updates, and it's not expected that the child alone will be the one that will be informing you on how they are getting on. Essentially, what I'm trying to say here is dive deeper and don't get distracted by things like price or by aesthetics. Think about what you want and really look to see if those things are, in that tutoring program. And finally, step 4 to choose the right tutor. If you really want to fast track your child's progress to help them to get the absolute maximum, then what you want to do is you want to go one step further and look for what I call extra layers of support. So that is step 4. So with extra layers of support, you want to look for things like personalization, right? So for instance, opportunities for personalized homework feedback for the child. So if the homework is, if they're video recorded walkthrough of the child's homework, giving them feedback that child can access whenever they need. They can watch it at any time and go back and use it to refresh their memory whenever they need. Then that takes it one step further. So that's really good personalization. What about regular catch-up classes? So if, for instance, the child missed some lessons, or there are topics that they still struggle with, does that tutor or tutor company provide access to catch-up classes to help bring the child up to scratch and improve their confidence in those specific areas? Another area in terms of extra layers of support is things like one-on-one tutor support. And this can come in really handy if a child is perhaps doing homework at home, or they're trying to answer exam questions, they're trying to do practice exam questions, and they need support rather than waiting until the next lesson, which by that time they'd forget anyway. Do they have access to instant support where they can, perhaps message the teacher and get walkthrough explanations, things like that, without having to wait until the next session? So these are all additional layers of extra support that can really help speed your child's progress. So if you are looking to fast track your child's progress, especially if they're in year 10 and year 11, then you might consider looking for these extra layers of support as well. Now, let's quickly talk about why it's important to find the right tutor for your child. Well, the first thing is it saves time. As a parent, you're very busy. You do not have the time to bounce back between tutors. So I've spoken to many parents who have spent years with different tutors and it just haven't worked out. So finding the right tutor for your time will really save that time. The second thing is that it saves money. So it will save you hundreds of thousands of pounds in the long run. And that's because your child will make faster progress with the right tutor, and you wouldn't have to jump from tutor to tutor, or even spend years with the same tutor hoping for progress. Ultimately, what's going to happen is that your child making progress will help their confidence and ensure solid GCSE outcomes. And that's, of course, crucial for post-16 options. Okay, so now that you know how to find the right tutor for your child, the next step is to make sure that they have a plan that will help them get the most out of their revision session. Click on the next video coming up where I'll show you the exact GCSE revision plan that our top students follow to jump 2 or even 3 grades. And I'll see you there. Bye for now.